A landmark Arab support for President Obama's strategy is the culmination of Secretary of State John Kerry's trip to Saudi Arabia, where he talked with our global affairs correspondent Elise Labott about the president's strategy to take on ISIS. Elise Labott joins us on the phone now from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, fresh from that interview with the Secretary of State. Elise, if you can, give me some of the highlights.
Hi, Randy. Well, it was a short discussion because he was meeting with King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia right after our interview, but it was a pretty wide-ranging discussion. I started by asking him whether the U.S. was at war with ISIS, and he said that was the wrong terminology. He said if you want to think about it as a war, I can't stop you, but he said that there are a lot of things going on in this strategy, this counter-terrorism strategy, that people don't normally associate with war in terms of stopping the flow of finances, stopping the flow of foreign fighters into Iraq and Syria. And he also defended the administration's use of the 2001 authorization by Congress to go after al-Qaeda. They're trying to use that as justification for this campaign now, saying, Randy, that ISIS really used to be part of al-Qaeda. It's split off, but it says, you may change your name, but he considers them still connected. And so that's really interesting because a lot of people are questioning what the administration's legal justification is to launch this campaign. We also talked about Saudi Arabia because here we are in Saudi Arabia, Secretary Kerry really praising the Saudi government for its role in this coalition. But, a lot of the flow of this financing and foreign fighters are coming from Saudi Arabia. So there's a little bit of an inconsistency there. And lastly, if you remember last night, the president compared this campaign to that he's going to go after ISIS to what the U.S. is doing in Yemen and Somalia. Secretary Kerry, I think, took a little bit of issue with that, saying that the two groups are totally different. The situation in Yemen and Somalia are completely different than the way that the U.S. is using this broad coalition to go after ISIS. So that might give him a little bit of headache in Washington. But from here he goes on to Turkey and to Cairo to continue to draw up support for this coalition, Randy.
Fascinating interview. Terrific detail. Elise Labott, thank you so much.